Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rockhorse Block Action. New installment of Building the Team. So, after this past Wednesday's sealed event, this coming week will be 700 points limited. Now, limited format implies nothing bigger than peanut base, no resources, no ID cards, no relics. Relics might actually be okay, but equipment is also okay. So, may have put together a few teams for this. And to be perfectly honest, I was having a hard time kind of spitballing with a lot of ideas, and then they just all started flowing. So, first off, there's one you don't see on here because there's only so much room on here. And, yeah. That is the Black Order, who you can clearly see in the thumbnail. So, now the Black Order also has with it 6 the Outriders. You might remember these guys from Infinity War and Endgame, the foot soldiers of Thanos. So, we got 6 of those on the team. So, they come in at 35 points apiece. No team ability. They have the Black Order, minions of Thanos, assassin, and monster keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores hidden terrain, and strange. It says that it's blocking terrain, but just ignores it, not ignores and destroys. Odd. Anyway, looking at the dial, we got a couple clicks of stealth, followed by a couple clicks of flurry, which makes sense with, the 4 arms. We got a special power on attack, genetically engineered to gather information. Adjacent opposing characters can only target themselves or characters named Outrider with Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. Okay. Basically kind of that whole thing of, oh yeah, you wanna... So you base your opponent's various support pieces and, well, a lot of the support powers go down the tube. After that, we get a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs. Then we get 4 clicks straight through the dial of Super Senses. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Shape Change, followed by a couple clicks of Perplex. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, moving on to the Black Order itself. First off, we've got Ebony Maw. Now, the Black Order, for the most part, just got remade in Black Panther in the Illuminati. Sadly, I only managed to get my hands on one of the new versions, who we'll get to in a moment. Anyway, Ebony Maw comes in at 65 points, has the Black Order and Minions of Thanos keywords, as well as 2 traits. First off is Words, Words, Words. Whenever an opposing character uses Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control, place a Whisper token on this card. Give Ebony Maw a free action and remove a Whisper token to use either Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control until your next turn if he can't already. He may be given this free action up to 3 times each turn. Okay, alright. Next, we've got Cull Obsidian. When Ebony Maw is KO'd by an opposing character's attack, deal damage to that character equal to the last amount of damage dealt to Ebony Maw. This damage can't be reduced below 1. Ooh. Nice. Then we open up some stuff. We got some stealth on speed. On attack, we've got a special power, Twist You into Betrayal. Whenever Ebony Maw is targeted with an attack from an opposing character, you may choose an adjacent opposing character that isn't the attacker to be the target of that attack. Either that target couldn't normally be targeted. Okay, that gives way to poison. On defense, we open up with we got some super senses. On damage, we open up with Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to Shape Change. Next up, we've got Corvus Glaive. I actually really like the way Corvus looks, just in general. Corvus comes in at 100 points, has the Black Order, Minions of Thanos, and Warrior keywords, as well as the Cull Obsidian trait, which is the same as Ebony Maws. On speed, we open up with Charge, which gives way to the special power Cloak of Shadows, which gives him charge and plasticity. On attack, we open up with Blaze Claw's Fangs, which gives way to As I hold my blade, I cannot die. Corvus Glaive can use Blaze Claw's Fangs and increases his d6 roll by 1. When he does, it hits an opposing character. Before dealing damage, you may heal him with damage up to the result, but decrease the damage dealt by the same amount. So, you could, roll that d6, get a 6, and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna, I'll heal 3. But that means you're only doing 7 damage, or 4 damage. Then we got, on defense, some toughness, followed by regeneration. On damage, we open up with Exploit Weakness, which gives away the special power Thanos' Prime Lieutenant. Corvus Glaive can use Outwit. When he does, choose an adjacent opposing character with the Black Order keyword. That character can use Outwit until your next turn. Next up is Proxima Midnight. And this is actually the one I actually did manage to pick up from the new set. I did not, sadly, get the old Proxima Midnight. Alright, so Proxima Midnight comes in at an even 100 points, just like Corvus Glaive. It has the Black Order, Cabal, Minions of Thanos, Assassin, and Cosmic keywords. She also has improved targeting, can shoot out of, make range attacks out of adjacency, including against the character she's adjacent to. She also has the Cull Obsidian trait, like Corvus and Ebony Maw. Look at the dial. We open up with some running shot, which gives way to charge, which then gives way to flurry. On attack, we open up with the special power, the Spear of Proxima Midnight. Penetrating Psychic Blast. When she uses it, a hit character gains immobile until your next turn. Okay. That gives way to Precision Strike. Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Invulnerability, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a couple clicks at the end of Super Senses. As for damage, we open up blank. For the middle 3 clicks, we've got Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to a couple clicks of Perplex. Next up, we've got Black Dwarf, who has been referred to by more than a few people as simply Cull Obsidian, since the movie, since Infinity War at least. Black Dwarf comes in at 105 points, has the Black Order, Minions of Thanos, and Warrior keywords, as well as the Cull Obsidian trait, just like the other 3. On looking at the dial, we open up with a special power, I Shall Never Fail You Again. Black Dwarf can use Charge and Flurry. Okay. This gives way to regular charge. On attack, we open up with a special power, Seismic Slam. Black Dwarf can use Quake and Super Strength. When he uses Quake, choose up to 2 hit characters to be dealt 3 damage instead of 2, and knocked back 3 squares. Okay. This gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. And then on defense, first off, he's Indomitable. We got some Invincible, followed by some Impervious. He's going to be soaking up a lot of damage. Finally, I guess, we have Supergiant, one of the few members of the Black Order not shown in the films. So, Supergiant comes in at 120 points, has the Cull Obsidian trait, as well as the Black Order and Minions of Thanos keywords. She opened up with a special power on speed, Mental Possession. Supergiant can use Mind Control. When she does, she isn't dealt unavoidable damage from and modifies her attack by +1. At the beginning of your turn, she can use Mind Control as a free action to target a character she hit with Mind Control during your last turn. Okay, alright. That gives way to regular Mind Control. She opens up with nothing on attack, but that gives way to the special power Omnipath, which allows her to use Penetrating Psychic Blast. And when she does, she may target any number of characters. Okay. Then Omnipath gives way to Pulse Wave. On defense, we open up with Invulnerability, followed by Toughness, followed by Willpower. Then on damage, we open up with a special power, Mental Parasite. Supergiant can use Outwit. When she does, the target character modifies its combat values by -1 until your next turn. This gives way to Shape Change and then Perplex. That is our Black Order team. Alright, so moving on to the ones you can actually see. We've got. Well, we'll start off with the Sinister Syndicate. So this is actually going to be fairly similar to previous Sinister Syndicate teams I've run in the past. We got Norman Osborn coming in at 50 points with the Dark Avengers Hammer, Sinister Syndicate politician keywords, as well as the Sinister Syndicate team ability. And he gets to use. I can place a Green Goblin figure on his card, which will be this one. I'll be utilizing his damage special power. But we got some stealth, some click of charge, click of super strength, some willpower, some toughness, some outwit, some perplex, and at the very end, some battle fury. Next up, we've got Vulture, who we've seen a billion times before as well. Sinister Syndicate Scientist, Sinister Syndicate team ability, 50 points. King Crook of the Skies, opposing figures with the boot symbol, speed symbol, modify their attack values by -1 when targeting Vulture with a close attack. Charge, sidestep, blades, initial deflection, combat reflexes, willpower, and exploit weakness. But you exploit weaknesses late in the dial. Next up, we've got Kingpin. Mainstay of these teams, Vulture. But yeah, like I said, Kingpin is a mainstay of Sinister Syndicate teams. At least this one is. Honestly, one of the best Sinister Syndicate figures in a while. 50 points with the Sinister Syndicate team ability and the Sinister Syndicate politician keywords. One trait, My City, My Rules. Friendly characters with an 8. Kingpin and friendly characters with an 8 squares are considered adjacent to each other for purposes of the Sinister Syndicate team ability. Also has. We got stealth for a couple clicks. Then we got some toughness, some combat reflexes, special power on damage, Overlord of Crime, leadership and outwit. When he uses leadership, he can remove an action token from a character with and that gives way to close combat expert. Next up, we've got Mysterio. Mysterio comes in at 60 points, has a Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Sinister Syndicate and celebrity keywords. His main trait is illusion. His trait is illusions and nightmares. He starts the game with the Mist Marker. This here attached. And while it is attached, all lines of fire drawn to him are hindered. Give him a power action. You can give him a power action, choose an opposing character within range and line of fire, and attach the Mist Marker to them, removing it from anywhere else. When another character with the Mist Marker attached makes an attack, the target can use Shape Change. The target can already use Shape Change, and they can use Super Senses. When the character with the Mist Marker attached hits or is KO'd, reattach it to the Mysterio. The dial itself, we've got some stealth, some mind control, some incapacitate, some super senses, some barrier, and some probability control. Next up is Shocker, coming in at 75 points and featuring both the Masters of Evil and Sinister Syndicate team abilities. He's also got the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolts keywords, and the trait superior to the other guys. Once per turn for all characters with this trait, if a character uses the Sinister Syndicate team ability to replace their attack value with Shockers, that character generates knockback during the attack. Then the dial itself, we got some Running Shot, followed by some Force Blast, a special power attack, Vibro Gauntlets, penetrating psychic blast, and may generate knockback when he does. Give a ranged combat action, make a ranged attack using improved targeting, ignore and destroys blocking terrain. When he makes a ranged attack, hit characters modify their attack value by -1 until your next turn. Okay. back into a regular Psychic Blast. We got some toughness followed by some willpower. Next up, we've got one of the two Beetles in the set, or in that set on the team. This particular Beetle is Janice Lincoln. She comes in at 75 points and has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Sinister Syndicate and armor keywords. And she also has the superior to the other guy's trait. However, when someone uses her attack value via the Sinister Syndicate team ability, the hit characters get an action token. And then look at the dial, we open up with a special power, Mylar Wings. It allows her to use running shot, and when she does, she breaks away automatically. That then gives way to sidestep. Then we have some energy explosion, followed by some incapacitate, energy shield deflection, and followed by toughness on defense. Leadership, followed by range combat expert on damage. Leadership's always a good thing. Alright, next up we've got Dr. Octopus, who also comes in at 75 points and has the Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Sinister Syndicate and Scientist keywords. He's got the Sinister Six United trait, Stealth, but only if your force has 3 or more characters. Improved movement ignores hindering terrain, but only if your force has 5 or more characters. All combat values +1, but only if your force has exactly 6 characters. Then we have the trait Armor of the Octopus. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one: Energy Shield Deflection, Flurry, 2 passengers, free, move up to 4 squares. Dr. Octopus can use the chosen power or ability until your next turn. He's also got improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and characters. Looking at the dial itself, we've got some sidestep all the way down, Precision Strike at the very end, Mastermind on the first couple clicks, then the rest is combat reflexes, Outwit on the first couple clicks, then mid-dial Leadership, which is always nice to see. Leadership that's not on the first, that's on a click after the first one is always nice to see, because it means that you can continue on with your leadership ways after taking the damage. Even better is traded, because it's there all the time. Next up, we have the Beetle. Again, this one being the original Beetle, Adner Jenkins, in his most well-recognized suit. So Beetle comes in at 75 points, like his successor. Has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Armor keywords. And we got 3 traits here. First off is Signature Equipment, Beetle Pod. He may start the game with the Beetle Pod equipped. That is the Beetle Pod. And it grants flight, toughness, and speed +2. Very useful. Then we got Sinister Six United, just like Doc Ock, so stealth. He already ignores hindering for movement, and he can get +1 to all his combat values, but only once the team has been whittled down to exactly 6 members. Finally, we have Organizer of the Sinister Syndicate, Leadership. When a friendly character within 6 squares replaces its attack by using the Sinister Syndicate ability, modify the attack by +1. Okay. And it's not when another friendly character, it's when a friendly character. And you're always friendly to yourself, so... Okay, well, in game terms you are. I might not always be friendly to myself, but, you know, yeah. Technically speaking, I'm always on the same side as me. Looking at the dial, we got some running shot, followed by some sidestep. Then we've got some energy explosion for a few clicks. Then on defense, we've got a few clicks of super senses, followed by a couple clicks of energy deflection. You get a couple clicks sporadically of perplex, followed by some range combat expert at the very end. Next up, we've got the Lizard. It's the sketch variant version of the figure from Superior Foes of Spider-Man. I really wish they had kept up with that concept. I thought it was a fun thing, and it got me buying more than at least more than one of every figure in a set. So Lizard comes in at 80 points, has the Sinister Syndicate, Animal, Monster, and Scientist keywords. We got some Charge, some Leap Climb, some Flurry, full dial of Blazeclaw's Fangs, full dial of Toughness, Battle Fury on his first click, and then the rest of the dial we got the special damage power, Cellular Regeneration. When he takes damage from an attack, heal him 1 click. When he has 2 action tokens, he can use Regeneration as a free action. Okay. So actually, if you might want to push him then. Finally, we have Boomerang. Boomerang here comes in at 110 points, has the Sinister Syndicate and Master of the Yule team abilities, as well as the Master of the Yule, Sinister Syndicate, and Thunderbolt's keywords. He also has improved targeting, ignores characters. And we got the Superior to the Other Guy's trait. And character using his combat or attack value can use Precision Strike during the attack as well. Looking at the dial, we got a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep and a couple clicks of Stealth. We open up with a couple clicks of Energy Explosion on attack, followed by Precision Strike for the rest of the dial. On defense, we open up with special power Mid-Air Boomerang Deflection. Boomerang can use Inertial Deflection. When he has no action tokens, he will be hit by a range attack. You may give him an action token to immediately use Super Senses. Okay. That gives way to Toughness for a few clicks as well, at the latter half of the dial. On damage, we open up with a special power, Got My Own Gang now, and they sort of listen to me. Boomerang can use Leadership. When he does and fails, you may give an action token to an adjacent friendly character, and if you do, remove an action token from him. Boomerang, that is. That gives way to Range Combat Expert, which then gives way to Outwit. So yeah, that's our Sinister Syndicate squad. Moving on, we've got ourselves a Suicide Squad team, which actually is fairly similar to a few other versions I've built. Made a few tweaks here and there, though. So we open up with Amanda Waller, comes in at 25 points, has the Suicide Squad team ability. Waller also has the Suicide Squad and Politician keywords, as well as a trait, There is no squad without the wall. Friendly characters with the Suicide Squad team ability may use that team ability to heal when any friendly character is KO'd anywhere on the map. Okay. Then we've got a few clicks of Stealth, a few clicks of Leadership, and she's Indomitable. Next up, we've got Knockout. Knockout here comes in at 50 points. Has the Calculator team ability, which makes her a wild card. She also has the Apocalypse, Female Furies, Secret Six, and Suicide Squad keywords. Yeah. She's got the Only Six of Us trait, Stealth, but only if your force has 3 or more characters, Improved Movement ignores hindering terrain, but only if your force has 5 or more characters. Combat Ace +1, but only if your force is exactly 6. This has 10. Next up, we've got what part of Suicide Squad didn't you understand? When she's KO'd, reduce your action total by 1, minimum 1, until the end of your next turn. And finally, we've got Will of Apocalypse. When Knockout hits, until your next turn, she has Protected Outwit, Opposing Perplex, Exploit Weakness, and Penetrating Psychic Blast. Yeah. Looking at the dial, we get a couple clicks of Charge, followed by a few clicks of Sidestep, a couple clicks of Super Strength, followed on attack, a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Combat Reflexes on defense, and then a few clicks of Empower, followed by a few clicks of Close Combat Expert on damage. Next up, we've got Rick Flag Jr. He comes in at 60 points. And Colonel Rick Flag Jr. Flag has the Suicide Squad team ability, as well as the Suicide Squad and Soldier keywords. And he's got trait Squad on my position. Increase Colonel Rick Flag Jr.'s defense by 1 for each adjacent friendly character that shares a keyword with him. Really, that sounds more like it should be a leadership related thing, but given the name. But oh well. Look at the dial. We get a click of running shot at the beginning of the dial, and a couple clicks of sidestep at the end on speed. A couple clicks of precision strike on attack. Full dial of willpower, and then the last 3 clicks of the dial, we've got range combat expert. Next up, we've got Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger also comes in at 60 points, has the Suicide Squad team ability, as well as the League of Assassins, Suicide Squad, and Martial Arts keywords. Look at the dial, we open up with special power on speed. Master Martial Artist. Bronze Tiger can use charge, flurry, and sidestep. Oof. This gives way to regular sidestep. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of... Oh, excuse me. We open up with a couple clicks of Precision Strike, followed by a few clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs. Defensively speaking, we got a click of Super Senses, a couple clicks of Willpower, a couple clicks of Combat Reflexes. Moving on to Harley Quinn. Title character. Harley here comes in at 60 points as well. That's the Batman Enemy team ability. And her title character abilities are as follows. +1, Made of Mischief. Perplex until your next turn, can modify a combat value other than damage by +or -2. -2, Candy Grab. Free action, she has Energy Explosion this turn. When she uses it, modify her attack by +3, and after resolutions, give each hit character an action token. -6 plot points. Get 'em, gang of Harleys. Roll a d6. Generate a number of Harley bystander tokens equal to the result, minimum 2, into squares within 3 squares. The Harley bystanders are autonomous, have flurry, and combat reflexes. And she's got the Arkham Asylum, Gotham City Sirens, Gotham City Underworld, and Suicide Squad keywords. Looking at the dial itself, we've got a few clicks of running shot, a couple clicks of sidestep, and a couple clicks of stealth. Nothing on attack, sadly, but she has a means of getting energy explosion. So we get a few clicks of energy deflection, followed by a few more clicks of super senses. On damage, we open up with shape change, which gives way to combat reflex or exploit weakness. Which then gives way to enhancement. Not too shabby. Next up, we have Duchess. Duchess comes in at 75 points, has the Suicide Squad team ability, as well as the Apocalypse, Female Furies, Suicide Squad, and Soldier keywords. As she's actually Lashina. And she also has a couple traits. First is Left 4 Dead, Back for Revenge. As a free action, replace Duchess with Lashina, who we'll get to in just a second. Next up is, what part of Suicide Squad didn't you understand? Same as with Knockout, you reduce your action total by 1, minimum 1, to the end of your next turn. Looking at the dial, we've got the running shot and sidestep on speed, though it's mostly sidestep. On attack, we open up with special power Explosive Ordnance. Energy Explosion. When she uses it, after resolution, she can use Smoke Cloud at no cost. After that, we get just regular Smoke Cloud. On defense, we open up with Toughness, which for a couple clicks, which then gives away a few clicks of Energy Deflection. On damage, we open up blank, but then we get a couple clicks of Perplex and 3 clicks of Ranged Combat Expert. Now, let's take a quick look at Lashina herself. Lashina Comes in at 75 points. Has the Apocalypse, Female Furies, Suicide Squad, Soldier keywords, as well as the Super Enemy team ability. She has the Will of Apocalypse trait. When she hits, which means that when she hits, she gets protected Outwit, Opposing Perplex, Explode Weakness, and Penetrating Psychic Blast. Until next turn. Then she has another trait. Where do you think you're going? Plasticity, Giant Reach 3. Opposing squares within 3 squares in line of fire. Treat Lucina as adjacent when moving. Looking at the dial, we got a few clicks of Sidestep, followed by a few clicks of Flurry on speed. On attack, we open up with a special power, Kiss of the Lash. When Lucina hits with a close attack, after resolutions, give the target an action token. Okay. That gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open up with Super Senses for a couple clicks, then a few clicks of Combat Reflexes. On damage, we open up with special power, We Are the Wrath of the Dark Side, given form. Leadership. When she uses it and succeeds, adjacent friendly characters with the Female Furies keyword can use Colossal Stamina this turn. Okay, alright. Which basically just means knockout. But yeah. Moving on, we've got Batgirl, or rather, Bombshell Batgirl. So Batgirl comes in at 75 points. Has the Bombshells, Suicide Squad, and Monster keywords, as well as the Bombshell trait. When Batgirl makes an attack targeting an opposing character, give her a Bombshell token. As a free action, if she has 2 action tokens, you may remove 2, then make a close attack. Then she also has the trait Bloody Bellow of the Bog. Steel Energy, Stealth. She starts the game on click number 3. When she uses Steel Energy, she may heal past her starting line. Okay. Looking at the dial, we had a couple clicks of Charge. Rest is Hypersonic Speed. On attack, we got some Blade. Started with a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, followed by a few clicks of Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Impervious, which then gives way to the special defensive power World War I Flying Ace. Super Senses. When attacked by a character with the flight symbol, modify her defense by +3. Woo. Then on damage, I should rephrase. Charge, Blades, and Impervious, and now Exploit Weakness are all on the first 2 clicks, which are not exactly the starting point, but she clicks into them and then back to the starting point. But yeah, a couple clicks of Exploit Weakness at the beginning of on clicks 1 and 2, and then on the last 2 clicks, we've got a couple clicks of Perplex. Next up, we've got Captain Boomerang. Boomerbutt here comes in at 90 points. Probably not worth all of them, but hey, whatever. But he's got the Suicide Squad team ability as well as the Rogues and Suicide Squad keywords. He also has Improved Target, Ignores Elevation, and Characters. And finally, 2 traits. First off is Coward at Heart. When making an attack, modify Captain Boomerang's attack roll by +1 if he has line of fire to each target. If his line of fire to each target crosses a square occupied by another friendly character. Okay, let me reread. When making an attack, modify Captain Boomerang's attack value by +1 if his line of fire to each target crosses a okay, alright. Then we've got Mist, or Did I? When Captain Boomerang makes a ranged combat attack targeting a single opposing character within 5 squares and misses, after resolutions, give him a free action to modify his attack by +1 and make a ranged attack against the same target. Okay, alright. We got some Running Shot, which gives way to Sidestep. Energy Explosion, which gives way to Incapacitate, which then gives way to Penetrating Psychic Blast, which then gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. We've got some Energy Deflection on defense, and Mastermind, which then gives way to Mastermind. Next up, we've got Deadshot. Pretty much someone who's always going to be on the Suicide Squad team. So, Deadshot comes in at 100 points, has the Suicide Squad team ability as well as the Assassin, Secret Six, and Suicide Squad keywords. Also has improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain, as well as a trait, Bang. Deadshot can use Range Combat Expert. When he does, he may choose his range value as one of the combat values to modify. Looking at the dial, we got some stealth, followed by some running shot. He's got the sharpshooter ability, which allows him to make range attacks while adjacent, including against characters he's adjacent to. We also got energy explosion, followed by precision strike. Defensively, you can get some toughness, followed by combat reflexes, followed by regeneration. And then on damage, we open with a special power sniper rifle. Deadshot may replace his range value with 10. If he does, he has one target, as opposed to 2. Finally, we have Deathstroke. This is the one from Rebirth, which I've kind of been fawning over a bit. Deathstroke comes in at 100 points, has the Team Player Wildcard ability. Also, he has the Hive, Society, Suicide Squad, Assassin, Martial Artist, and Soldier keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores hindering terrain, and the trait, Remember, we're getting paid. When Deathstroke KOs one or more opposing characters with an attack, after resolutions, heal Deathstroke 2 clicks. Okay. Looking at the dial, we get a few clicks of the special attack power, the best there is, Charge and Running Shot, which gives way to a couple clicks of Sidestep, followed by a click of Stealth. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a few clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, he's indomitable, so built-in willpower, yay. We got a couple clicks of invulnerability, a few clicks of combat reflexes, followed by a click of regeneration. Then on damage, we open up with a few clicks of Exploit Weakness, followed by a few clicks of Range Combat Expert. Alright, not too shabby. And that is our Suicide Squad lineup. Finally, I made more teams than I anticipated. What can I say? We've got a Masters of Evil team. Now, this is actually a team I very rarely put together. It's not it's nothing against the team. You just got a lot. Because of what the team ability does, the characters tend to be a bit on the pricier side. Or if they're affordable, they're meh. So, let's take a look at this one then. Alright, get back here, you guys. Okay, so let's start things off with the Tinkerer. Tinkerer here comes in at 30 points and has the Sinister Syndicate team ability. He also has the Masters of Evil, Sinister Syndicate, and Scientist keywords. Looking at the dial, we get a couple clicks of Stealth, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep. Nothing on attack. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of Willpower, followed by a couple clicks of Energy Shield Deflection. Damage, we open up with a special power, All These Wonderful Toys. And Power Enhancement. Give Tinkerer a power action and generate a standard light or heavy object. Okay, there is some super strength on this team, so that could be useful. That gives way to Perplex. Next up, we've got Claw. I really love the way the sculpt is done. All bits of translucent plastic throughout the figure. Anyway, Claw comes in at 65 points and has the Masters of Evil team ability. He also has the Aim, Frightful Four, Masters of Evil, and Scientist keywords. And he has a trait, Attuning Emitter Frequency. Empower, but only if an opposing or adjacent friendly character can use Empower. Energy Shield Deflection, but only if an opposing or an adjacent friendly character can use Energy Shield Deflection. Enhancement, but only if an adjacent friendly character can use Enhancement. Okay. Then we got we got a couple clicks of running shot, followed by a couple clicks of phasing teleport, and then back to running shot. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of penetrating psychic blast, which is followed by a couple clicks of pulse wave, then back to penetrating psychic blast. Defensively speaking, we open up with a special defense power, solid sound constructs, toughness and barrier. You can use barrier as a free action, but only to generate one marker. Then after that, you got a couple clicks of super senses and back to solid sound constructs. Now damage, we got two clicks non-consecutively of perplex on the first and in the middle of the dial. Not too shabby. Next up we have Mankiller. Mankiller comes in at 95 points, has the Masters of Evil team ability as well as the Aim, Brute, Hydra, Masters of Evil, and Thunderbolt's keywords. She's got a trait, No Man is Better Than Me. When Mankiller is the only target of an attack and the attacking character has a higher attack or damage value than Mankiller, that character replaces those higher combat values with Mankiller's printed values, and those values are locked for the attack. So she can mess up someone with being the target of Empower and or Perplex pretty well. Looking at the dial, we open up with some Charge, which gives rid of Plasticity. On attack, we got some Super Strength. Defensively speaking, we got Invincible, followed by Invulnerability, followed by Toughness. On defense, we open up with special power, Pimp Gauntlet or Razor Discs. At the beginning of your turn, choose one to last until your next turn. Mankiller can use Close Combat Expert and has the giant size symbol, or she can use Ranged Combat Expert with a range value of 5. Okay. That gives way then to Exploit Weakness. Next up, we've got Thunderball. Thunderball comes in at 100 points, has the Masters of Evil team ability, as well as the Masters of Evil, Wrecking Crew, Brute, and Scientist keywords, and 2 traits. First off is Legendary Wielder of the Enchanted Ball and Chain. This being the Enchanted Ball and Chain. Now, as the wielder of such, he does get the following abilities. Quake, but deals his printed damage value instead of 2. Okay. Looking at the dial, we get a few clicks of Charge, followed by a few clicks of Force Blast. On attack, we open up with we have the special power, the Old Ball and Chain. Gives him Giant Reach of 3. When he hits one or more opposing characters after resolutions, modify those characters' combat values by -1 until your next turn. Okay. Defensively speaking, we've got a click of Invincible, followed by a couple clicks of Impervious, followed by a click of Invulnerability, followed by a couple clicks of Toughness. On damage, we open up with a click of Outwit, get a few clicks of Empower, and then back to Outwit. Not too shabby. Not too shabby in the slightest. Next up, we've got Titania. It's funny. Titania actually just got a new version, but it's not the version I'm using. Because I don't have that new version yet. Yeah. Anyway, Titania comes in at 105 points, has the Amazon, Frightful 4, Master of Evil, and Brute keywords, as well as the trait, Prove I'm the strongest woman or man there is. Titania can use Super Strength. She modifies her attack by +2 when attacking a character that can use Super Strength. Not too shabby. These are at the very least a 12 against someone with Super Strength. Looking at the dial, we got some Charge, followed by some Flurry. We click into some Quake as well. Defensively speaking, she's Indomitable. It starts off with Invulnerability and Toughness, which gives rid of Toughness. And then On damage, she clicks into Battle Fury. Alright. Moving on, we've got Enchantress. So Enchantress here comes in at 135 points. She's got the Asgardian, Illuminati, Masters of Evil, Young Avengers, and Mystical keywords. Got 2 traits. First is she has the Mystics team ability, so 1 damage anytime, 1 penetrating damage anytime she's dealt damage by an opposing attack. So rules the world burns is her first trait. When an opposing character rolls for leadership and the result is 1 or 2, remove an action token from Enchantress. Now, bear in mind, it does not specify how far away the character has to be, or within even range or line of fire. Just an opposing character. Next up, we've got Beguiling Glamour. Mind control, shape change, mind control. Shape change, but only if she has 0 or 1 action tokens. Alright, so looking at the dial, we got a couple clicks of Running Shot, a few clicks of Stealth, and a couple clicks of Phasing. On attack, we've got a few clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a couple clicks of Smoke Cloud, and a couple clicks of Pulse Wave. On defense, we open up with a click of Invincible, followed by a couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Barrier, and her defense up. When she has Barrier, her defense spikes up to a 19, but then drops down to a 16 with an inertial deflection for the next couple clicks. Damage, we open up with a special power, Holding Her Own against the Sorcerer Supreme. Free, roll a d6. Have the result and choose that many of the following powers to use until your next turn. Outwit, Perplex, and Probability Control. Okay. Then regular Probability Control, then back to Holding Her Own against the Sorcerer Supreme. Not too shabby. I imagine that with this lineup especially, Tinkerer, Claw, and Enchantress will probably be hanging out together quite a bit as they just zap stuff for oodles of damage. Finally, we have the Wrecker. This is the one from Invincible Iron Man. Wrecker comes in at 155 points. He's got the Masters of Evil, Wrecking Crew, and Brute keywords. He can also use the Masters of Evil team ability on his 155 point dial. We got 2 more traits. First is, I got the power first, you know. Adjacent friendly characters with the Wrecking Crew keyword modify their attack value by +1 if not already modified by this effect. Okay. Then we got Wrecking Crew at your service. At the beginning of your turn, you may destroy 1 wall or square of blocking terrain adjacent to any friendly character with the Wrecking Crew keyword. If you do, place a standard heavy object in the same square as a debris marker. Okay. Then we got some charge on movement, or on speed. On attack, we open up with special power Enchanted Crowbar. Wrecker can use super strength. When he's not holding an object and makes a close combat attack, modify his damage value by +1. Ooh. And he's got printed 4 damage with exploit weakness. So that could be 5 penetrating damage. Then we've got Steel Energy. Defensively speaking, we open up with Impervious, which gives way to Invulnerability, which then gives way to Toughness. On damage, we open up with Exploit Weakness, which then gives way to Empower. And because there's still 10 points left on the team, we're also going to throw in the actual Enchanted Crowbar object. What the Enchanted Crowbar object does is, well, it grants Exploit Weakness. And when this character attacks, hit characters that can use Invincible or Impervious use Invulnerability instead. Gotta say, I'm a little tempted to put it on Titania or Mankiller instead of Wrecker. But we'll see what happens. Alright, that is this week's Building the Team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow is New Comic Book Day, so we'll have the over the course of the evening at least, we'll be putting up new videos. We'll be doing the rundown videos, roundup videos, running down what happened in this week's new comics. Thursday, it looks like we'll be doing Thursday and possible until Friday. We might be doing some movie reviews with Child's Play coming out, as well as Luc Besson's Anna, and that should just up till Saturday. We'll see what's going on Saturday. Might actually finally do the War of the Realms War Report again. Anyway, as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. Give me some thoughts on the teams shown in the comments below, and links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.